What's going on, everybody? Cleepus Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you some beginner tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy A14 5G to help you get more used to using it. Now, if you do want to end up learning more about this phone, definitely check out the description, where we'll be linking to several other videos about it, as well as some information about pricing, availability, and some of my favorite smartphone accessories. But with that being said, let's get right into it. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is a quick and easy way to change your wallpaper and customize some other elements on your home screen. Now for this, all you need to do is press and hold your finger on a blank spot on the home screen, so like this. And this screen is going to show up. As you can see, from here, you can change your wallpaper, customize themes, add and remove widgets, and access some additional home screen settings. So whenever you want to personalize something on your home screen, it does make things a lot easier. Now I'm going to show you how to change your screen lock. Now by default, the screen lock is going to be a pin, and I personally have the fingerprint scanner on too. So I'm going to show you how to set this up and how to change your screen lock in general. So what you're going to want to do is go to settings, which you can do one of two ways. First of all, you can pull down the shade like this. Settings is going to be right here. And this is pretty much what I'm going to be doing throughout this video. But the other way you can go to settings is from the settings app itself. And now I put mine on the home screen, so it's right here, but it's not going to be here by default. To get to your settings app when you set up the phone for the first time, since if I can remember right, it's not automatically going to be on here, what you're going to want to do is swipe up like this. This right here is what's called your app drawer, which is basically all the apps on your phone. And the settings app is right here. To add it to your home screen, press and hold. Drag it up like this. And as you can see, you can put it wherever you want. And that's pretty much it. But again, the faster, probably simplest way to get to settings is just by pulling down the shade like this. And it's going to be right here. So now once we're in the settings menu, from here, go to where it says security and privacy. So right here. And in this menu, to change your screen lock, go to lock screen. From here, go to screen lock. Enter your current PIN. And as you can see, we do have a few different options here. Swipe is basically, as it says here, going to be pretty much no security. I personally wouldn't recommend using that. Pattern, it's going to be a little security, but not a whole lot. PIN is pretty much the industry standard. Pretty much every smartphone in existence, even iPhones for that matter, they're all going to start out with a PIN. And then if you want really high security, you can always use a password. And if you don't even want any kind of screen lock, then I guess you could always do none. Under this, we got biometrics, so the face unlock and fingerprint scanner. Once you have them set up, you can turn them on and off from here. But in order to actually set them up for the first time, there is one more step. So if we go back to the main security menu, so again, security and privacy from the main settings menu, and this time, under that same lock screen menu, go to fingerprints. Enter your PIN, password, whatever you have. And as you can see from this menu, this is where you can add fingerprints. And then finally, if we go back to that security menu one more time, from this menu, to set up face unlock, go down here to where it says biometrics. And from here, as you can see, face recognition is right here. Then from this menu, under face recognition, this is where you set up face unlock. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to hide an app. Now this is actually really easy to do, and it's definitely a useful feature if you're trying to get rid of clutter, because there are certain apps like the Galaxy Store, for example, that you just can't get rid of. So if you want to not only get those off your home screen, but also out of your app drawer too, then this is definitely something you're going to want to know about. So to hide an app, you're going to want to go to that same screen I showed you at the very beginning. So again, to get there, go to your home screen and press and hold your finger on any blank spot, so like this. From here, go to settings. Then from here, go to where it says hide apps on home screen and app screens. From here, it's going to show you pretty much all the apps on your phone, and to hide an app, simply tap on the icon. So we're going to do Galaxy Store, so if I go like this, as you can see, it's now in the hidden section, which is always going to be right here at the top. When you're done, hit done. And now if we go back to the home screen, as you can see, the Galaxy Store is now gone. And in the app drawer, same thing, nowhere to be found. Now, if you want to unhide an app, it's just as easy. Go back to that same menu, so again, press and hold your finger on the home screen. From here, go to settings. And from here, go back to hide apps on home screen and app screens. And as you can see again, the hidden apps are always going to be up here at the top. To unhide, tap on the icon, hit done. And now if we go back to the home screen, back to the app drawer, it's right back here. Now, as you can see here, if you hide an app that's on your home screen, when you unhide it, it's not going to automatically go back to the home screen, so you are going to have to put it back yourself. Now I'm going to show you how you can customize your system navigation. Now, by default, as you can see down here, the navigation bar is going to have the typical 3 buttons you usually see with an Android phone, but we do have a couple different options. To get to these, go to settings. From here, go to display. And from this menu, go to navigation bar. So right here. Again, as you can see, the default is going to be button navigation, with the recent apps button on the left and the back button on the right. But if you want, you can switch these around. And in addition to this, you can also use gesture navigation. Now, as you can see from this little animation, with gesture navigation, instead of buttons, you're just gonna have one line down here. And to give you a quick rundown of how it works, basically, to go to your home screen, swipe up like this. To go to your recent apps, drag your finger partially up. And to go back, swipe from the side. So pretty simple. And in addition to this, if we go to more options, you can also change the gesture sensitivity. Swipe to open Assistant app, this is going to be on by default. So if you ever want to quickly open the Google Assistant, all you have to do is swipe up from a corner, so like this. There we go. Or like this. So it works from both sides. And then you can also use what's called swipe from bottom. Now, I'm personally not really a big fan of this. To me, it seems just kind of pointless, but I guess if you want to use button navigation, but also kind of want to use gesture navigation, it's basically a hybrid between the two. Again, I don't really get it, but basically with swipe up from bottom, as you can see from this animation right here, the recent apps button is going to be right here. So if you go like this, recent apps, home button right in the middle, and the back button is on the right. So I guess it is cool if you want to hide the navigation bar, but you still like the layout of button navigation. I guess in that kind of situation, you could use it. I personally feel like it defeats the whole purpose of gesture navigation. But of course, when it comes to system navigation, it's really up to personal preference. Now I'm going to show you how to control which apps can send you notifications. Now luckily, with the more recent versions of Android, this is actually a lot simpler than it used to be. To do this, go to Settings. From here, go to Notifications. Then from here, go to App Notifications. As you can see, this is going to show you a list of all the apps on your phone, and to turn notifications off for a certain app, simply toggle it off like this. And that's pretty much it. Keep in mind though, there are some system-related apps with notifications you unfortunately can't turn off, and these are not going to be listed here. But luckily, in my experience, you're really rarely going to get these. So in most cases, if you are getting a bunch of notifications you don't want, you should be able to turn most of them off here. Now we're going to take a quick look at the sound menu. To get to this, as always, go to Settings. From here, go to Sounds and Vibration. At the very top, we have 3 different sound modes. So by default, the sound is going to be on. So basically, if you want your ringtone, stuff like that. And then you also have the option to have the phone vibrate and ring at the same time. From here, you can go to vibrate mode, and then of course, mute mode. Under this, we got the ringtone and notification sound. So pretty straightforward. As you can see, we got a default, as well as a bunch of different preset sounds. And if you want, you can add your own up here. After that, we got system sound. So if we go here, as you can see, there are a few different system sounds you can control. By default, most of them are going to be on, but of course, you can configure this however you want. Then from here, we can go to volume, which is going to show all the different system volumes. So ringtone, pretty straightforward. Media, so if you're watching a video, listening to music, stuff like that. Notifications, and I believe this does include text messages. And then finally, system sound. As you can see here, the volume keys are going to control media, but if you turn this off, you can have it control ringtone instead. But honestly, it doesn't really matter what you do here, because if you're doing anything on your phone and you press a volume key, press these dots right here. You can control pretty much everything anyway. Under the volume, we got some vibration options, so you can customize the vibration pattern for both your calls and notifications. Under this, we got system vibration. So from here, it's basically like the system sounds. Most of these are going to be on by default, and then you can change the intensity too. Now I'm going to show you how to take a screenshot with the Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Now this is a real easy thing to do. All you have to do is press the power key and the volume down key at the same time. And keep in mind, you don't actually have to hold the buttons, just press them real quick like this. And there we go. This toolbar is going to show up. You can edit, share, whatever you want to do. And that's pretty much it. After that, it's going to be saved right to your photos. But keep in mind, when it comes to screenshots, there are actually a couple different settings you can change. To get to these, go to Settings. From here, go to Advanced Features. So right here. Then from here, go to where it says Screenshots. So as you can see here, by default, the toolbar is going to show up, but I have noticed some people don't like it. So if you want, you can always toggle it off. So if we do that, take a screenshot. Now it's no longer going to show up. You can also hide status and navigation bars. So if we do that, go back to the home screen. I'm going to take a screenshot. And as you can see with this screenshot, the status bar and navigation bar are hidden. So this way it looks a lot cleaner. And then finally, you can change the format. So by default, screenshots are going to be JPGs, but if you want, you can also have it be a PNG. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to customize your quick menu. Now the quick menu is this right here. So if you swipe down once, twice, this is the quick menu. So as you can see, a lot of different features, and you can definitely customize this. So to do this, hit the plus right here. At the bottom, this is everything you have on the menu currently. To remove something, press and hold, drag it into this area. And that's pretty much it. Then to add something, press and hold, drag it to the bottom. And there we go. When you're done, hit done. And then if you want to reset, hit reset. And that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to show you how to change your screen timeout time. For this, go to Settings. From here, go to Display. Then from here, screen timeout is going to be right down here. So right here. And as you can see, you can have it as short as 15 seconds or as long as 30 minutes. So if you're doing a lot of reading, for example, web browsing, something like that, you might actually want to have it super long. But keep in mind, of course, with a longer screen timeout time, if you forget to lock your phone, it is just going to stay on and drain your battery. So if you're not really consuming a lot of content and you're just using your phone for more normal purposes, you might want to have it a bit shorter. But of course, screen timeout time is really up to personal preference. So you're definitely going to want to play around with it and see which setting works best for you, because it is going to be a little different for everyone. And finally, the last thing I'm going to show you is also in the display menu. So if we go back, again, we are in the main display menu right now. And from here, we're going to look at the feature called adaptive brightness. Adaptive brightness is going to adjust the brightness of your display based on the environment. So if you're outside in the sun, for example, in a really bright area, it's going to brighten the display and make it easier to see. But if you're in a dimmer setting, it's going to dim the display. And this can make it easier on your eyes and save battery. So if we turn it on, as you can see, it adjusts pretty much right away. So definitely a cool feature there. But this concludes my beginner's guide to the Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Again, if you want to learn more about this phone, definitely check out the description, where I will be linking to several other videos about it, as well as some information about pricing, availability, and some of my favorite smartphone accessories. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow Kalibas Tech on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, I will see you in the next video.